I'm Robin.
And I am Tammy.
And I am Bridget. Welcome to another episode of Life Lessons Unfiltered. And guys, we have an amazing topic tonight. The topic is, do you fall in love with someone's actions or their words? Let me give you an example. Oh, baby, you know I love you all day, every day, doing nothing. Talking, ain't doing nothing. Or if you're the person that like to hear words and he says nothing, but he's cleaning, he's cooking, he's supporting you, etc., which one do you adhere to? Because that's a question I even had for myself. Because I need to hear the words. But if I notice you're not doing anything, I'm turned absolutely off. So there's some of you out there that just fall in love with, maybe I'll take you to the moon and back. Roses are red, violets are blue. Oh my God, he love me. Ain't doing nothing. Ain't supporting you, ain't doing nothing. Action does not back up none of the words. So I'm asking the question tonight, do you fall in love with someone's action or their words? It's very controversial because for me, the action have to back up the words. So let's start with Tammy, who I know got a lot to say on this topic.
No,
Tammy,
really, I don't. I mean,
you don't?
well,
You
no.
do.
Well, no,
You
let me
do.
just say this. I think
Power.
that people generally fall in love with the person's words.
First.
And the people, right, first. And the
Okay.
people, and you may get mad at me, people, but the people that know themselves and trust themselves know that your words have to be backed up with action. And the people that don't know themselves tend to fall into hope that he can back up those words or that they can back up those words. I think it depends on how you
Person.
value yourself, if that makes sense. I mean, that might be ugly, but I think that, if you don't value yourself and your capabilities and your strengths, that you will fall victim to somebody else's words, even though they haven't backed up a goddamn thing. You wishing and hoping and praying on them really elevating you is what how I see it.
Mm. Robin, what do you think?
I would agree with Tammy. Initially, we fall vulnerable, fall or persuaded by the words. I'm gonna use that word. Persuaded by the words of somebody saying "I love you,"
Mm.
and I believe that now in society, if somebody says "I love you," and we're using it so readily and so freely, just saying "I love you," but not backing it up. I value the action over the word. If you say "I love you," I want to see the action now. I want to see from the smallest thing to what somebody might classify as the biggest thing, but I just want to see the action. I want to see the verb of love versus the noun of love, you know?
But do
And,
you think that that thought came with maturity?
um, I think that I always wanted to see the action because even at when I thought that I was in love at 16 or 17 with my first love, he did a lot of things. He brought flowers. He took me out to dinner. He brought little gifts. He said the kind words. He helped with, if we tried cooking, he helped with cooking. He allowed me to teach him how to clean chicken, burn the hairs off the chicken. So for me, it's always been an action thing over the just saying I love you.
Mm. Hmm. So I guess my question tonight will depend on the person's personality because there's a thing that says action speaks louder than words. But I am one that my love language is words. You got to talk to me. But at the same time, because of my maturity, I'm looking for the actions to back up your words. Because I know that there are grown people. I'm not calling any
So wait a
names.
minute, Bridge. So you think that maturity have kind of shaped what you're saying right now?
Correct,
Because
correct, correct.
okay.
Because if at first, because of my love language of you got to talk to me, I hear what you said, but my maturity is going, he didn't do what he said. That part. But when you're younger, and I want to say even younger, but there's some grown people I know in my family.
Mm.
I'm not calling no names in case they watch the show. That is over the age of 60 years old and be like, well, he's sad, but he ain't did it for 30 years. What you mean he's sad? You know what I'm saying? So there are people that their mentality goes, well, he said, listen, this may be an island thing, but they say a promise is a comfort to a fool. I'm not sure if it's an American thing,
Mm. I love it,
right?
love it, love it.
A promise is a comfort to a fool. So I tell you all these things. You have to be foolish to believe me and see no action and still believe me. Like you, Bear Nancy, folk tale, okay? And there's some people
Yes.
that stay there and they live it out. And they be like, but he said, oh my God, but he loved me. He's beating you. Hello, can you not feel? And they just go with the word and they want to quote, they might want to quote that, well, he said and make that their scripture, where it takes a certain level of maturity, a certain type of character, a different kind of person to say, 5 years in, he didn't back up what he said to now, like, he not doing what he say though. He said he loved me, but he's slapping me around. He said he loved me, but he's not taking out the trash. He said he loved me, but he's
Right,
not
your
paying the
mom's back
bills.
up here.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a two-part conversation. So who are you? Is what it probably comes down to. Are you the person that believe the words and the action don't matter because you're foolish? Or you're the person that needs the
Sorry, y'all.
action to back up the words? Or you're the person that don't care about I don't care what you say. Don't talk to me. Do it. Call me when it's done. So now there are three kinds of people we're going to have to talk about on the next episode.
Yeah,
Because
because
one
the thing is there's a lot of I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it kind of people out there that don't do shit. And you can
talk,
fall victim to their
talk.
I'm gonna do it. Yes, you can fall victim to that. Yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, and you won't do shit. Nothing ever materialized. So, I mean, how do you recognize? I mean, I don't know because I think to recognize and hear the bullshit when it comes, you really have to be confident in yourself. It's about self-awareness, self-value, to recognize the BS. Because if you don't, or if you're not comfortable within yourself and who you are, then you'll fall for anything. It's like that old saying: you don't stand for something, you fall for anything, or you fall, well, however the saying goes.
So it,
And
it
that's
comes down
pretty
to the
what
character
comes down. I think it comes down to
of the
character.
person, the receiving
Right.
person.
You want it, you not even sure yourself, but so you're gonna believe the bullshit of somebody else because
So,
you looking for validation somewhere,
right, 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 right. All right.
I
you
would
know?
venture to say, go ahead, I'm sorry.
Was
No,
there
no,
now?
I was finished.
Yeah, I would venture to say in our younger selves, if the person said, I love you, it's just like, oh my gosh, he said he loved me. Yay.
Yeah,
Oh, we in love now. But as you get older, you look for the actions to match the words, you know,
do
it,
you? I mean,
you
do
know,
everybody do that, Rob?
I think as we get older,
Is it older or more aware or more mature?
Right. Because because you can be 100 years old and still be
okay,
dumb as
let's
shit.
just say more aware.
Because I know an older lady that,
Let's just say more aware.
okay,
What does
you
that mean?
know and just saying that, and just saying again, the verb versus the noun of love. I want to see the verb. I want to see the action. I want to see you display love to me in front of people. I want you to display love to me in our home or in our relationship when we are alone. I want to see that love. I want to, from the smallest thing to the biggest thing, whatever the biggest thing might be in somebody's eyes. That's what I want to see. Rub my
But
feet, rub my back, touch my knees, say, hey, babe, you look pretty today, even though I feel like SHIT, compliment me, hug me, kiss me, those kind of things.
I mean, we talked about red flags on our previous show. I think, that's one of the red flags. Someone says, oh, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh, we're going to do this. We're going to buy a house together. We're going to get married. And none of that materialized. He's not making any moves in those directions. It's probably not going to happen. That's a red flag and something that you just in love with his words because he ain't did shit. And you've been trying your best to make the dream come true without any help from him. Sorry to say, but
Um, so I would take a consensus that all three of us are wiser, much more mature. So these two things must come together. We're gonna believe you, but you better back it up. Period.
absolutely,
Period.
absolutely.
So I like that. I like that because what I'm falling in love with first is the promise.
Right, right. I mean, so
The intention.
is there a certain point in time, like, okay, we talking all this good game, is there a certain time that they should be moving in that direction? Like, what time frame do we give them to live these words out?
I think it depends on the person. Like, do you sincerely believe that they're making effort to back up their words, or are they just a talker? Because there are a lot of people, even when you're not even in a relationship, that they say it, but they never do it. Whatever it be, shoot, we could call the government in this. They say it, but they didn't do it. We talk about work. They said they were gonna make changes in the workplace, they didn't do it. We can talk
But
about
you know what?
home.
That's on little levels. I'm thinking about even just little levels. Even if you in a friendship and somebody tells you, okay, we're gonna do this particular day, and they don't do it, or they don't come through, then
And,
they bullshit too.
and,
Just
and, and
saying.
what and what do you call that? After a
A
while,
red
it's almost like
flag. Well, I mean, that's a red
it,
flag to me too. Like how, I mean, I can't depend on you, but you can depend on me. That's a red flag. Or
so
and in this instance, you said you were going to do something, you just never do it. So you're a talker. You're not a doer. And
so I
that's
guess
what you have to be aware of, I think,
right.
or when people say, they're going to do something and they make all these promises and blah, blah, blah. I love you. I love you. I love you. Are they just doers or are they just talkers?
You know, this is really good because on our last episode we did red flags. Now we're talking about if you're falling in love with the words or the action, which to us, it's the words, but you have to back it up with action. So I would love for our next episode to be on deal breakers. Is that a deal breaker? Okay, so we're gonna leave that alone for now. But this is a whole consensus is learning the lessons to make you better in relationships, period. You know? And so
And
from me,
not only that, to prevent heartache, because eventually if you don't get what you are expecting from a relationship, then you go through some kind of heartache or pain or breakup or whatever the case may be. And also so you can help recognize those things that's not good for you, that's going to lead you down the wrong road, that's not going to help develop you as a person. That's
So
what the conversation
I,
is.
I like that you said the heartache part, but I would like to add to that by saying the heartache is the broken promise that you thought it would have been a great relationship. Because if you move away from that and you get into what you deserve and what's better, and someone who can back up their promise of words with action, you're gonna be a happier person,
Well, so
actually.
let me ask you this, Bridge. So, and
Uh,
Robin, should, we even listen to the bullshit or just look for the action? Like, yeah, whatever. You said you all these promises, whatever. Like, should we even think about your promise or we should just look for your actions?
if I'm to go first, which I am, I'll say you first have to believe someone on word value. How long you tend to stay on word value depends on the character of the person, right?
Mm.
So even if you was an employer and you have an employee that says, I'm going to run 10,000 miles, whatever it is, and they come up short, they actually match their words. So we have to believe first that you're going to do what you say you're going to do. So I think it comes in two parts. You just can't, it,
Well, how long you give a person to live up to their
it
actions?
depends. It depends on the character of the person. For example, for me, if I'll address it the moment I'm thinking about it, like, hey, you said, okay, I think it depends on the person. So it don't matter what entity it's in, if someone's not backing up their words, we have to first believe what they're saying. Because if they don't have any words, we don't have nothing to go on. What
Hmm.
action are you looking for? What action are you looking
Well,
for?
do we really need words to see your actions?
No, no, no. I'm
Because do
saying
I
that
need you to tell me that you love me if you are behaving like you love me?
you might still want it to be defined because my interpretation of love might be different from what you display. I'll give you an example, okay? I know this person, they better never ever be listening because I'm not calling no names, but I'm saying, hey, the cap fit, don't worry today, okay? Listen, listen. She's going out with this guy. In her mind, the action means if he takes me to his mom, he is presenting me as his wife for the next relationship. Come to find out, if I can fast forward, he took every act to his mom. She was in on the program. So she was talking to me. She said, I don't understand. Because I saw his mom, his sister, his mom made me breakfast. And I'm like, but what if that's your interpretation of love? But to him, that's his display of mom. I got another one. Hello, another one.
Or mom, which one you like? Because mom got to give her opinion too. You know what I mean? So, see, but that's what I mean. But go ahead, Bridget.
No, I'm just saying she better never watch this show. She don't know I'm talking about.
Well, she gonna learn a
Oh,
lesson a day.
it's an example. I'm sorry. Don't fight. Yeah.
But
But I
I mean,
think
but that's
initially
how
we
we.
go, I think initially, like Bridget said, we go with the words based off their intentions. And then when we don't see their intentions coming to fruition, with their actions, then we take another course. What the longevity of is before we decide to do that, it depends on the person, it depends on you, it depends on the current situation. I wouldn't say 2 weeks versus 90 days or anything like that. That's something that you have to determine within yourself
Right.
how much of the, as Tammy would say, BS that you're going to take. You know what I mean?
You got
So,
the work program.
But
Robin, you got the work
let me
program?
throw a,
huh?
let me throw a wrench in here because when um long before somebody say I love you for the first time, they are behaving like they love you.
I don't know about
So
that.
so so when they say I love you for the first time, it's not a shock to you that they love you because they have been behaving like this all this time for a while now.
But we
So
all have different interpretations.
that's what make me say, How long I gotta wait for your words to come to fruition?
I mean, at the onset, we so Google Gaga, yeah. Oh my gosh, we're doing this and we're together all the time and we're just laughing and we're kikiing it up and we watching movies together and all that kind of stuff. And then who's gonna be, am I gonna say it first or is he gonna say it first? I want him to say it first before I say it because I want to know that he's committed to the ship. So it's a whole bunch of games, I want to say, quote unquote, that we play
Well, but
before.
you still feel that he's attracted to you, he care about you, he love you, all of that before those words even come into play. So I mean, I think that's what separates a doer and a hooper. I don't even know if that's the right a word, but someone who's open to do something, who want things to just fall in their lap without doing any work towards it. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Hmm. Listen, I need the words to set the expectation. The
I
words,
need you to do it.
I need the words to set the expectation because how do I know what you come here to do? Because we all have different interpretations. Our love language are all different. And what you do, it may not be speaking to me. So I need the words first. I need the words first, and then I need to see when you follow through with your words because that's what builds trust in a relationship.
I, I don't need the words. I want to feel it. I want to feel that you love me. And then you can back it up with I love you. I want to feel that you want to build this beautiful home for me or whatever have you. I want to feel that you have my back because
Yes,
you're there when I need you. I don't want you to tell me you got my back. I want to know you have my back.
you have to marry an African.
Yeah, see what happened to Portia. That shit didn't work out.
Oh, shucks. Oh, oh, shucks.
I'm just saying, don't come for me, Portia. I'm just saying.
Damn.
So that's not always the answer either, ladies. I'm
See?
just saying. I'm just saying.
So what's your take?
I
What's your
I
take on
just
this?
think, yeah. Go ahead, Rob. Before we
No,
sign up out of here.
no, I'm listening.
Naming
uh,
names.
yeah, I just
You
think
know,
that
I
I
think.
just think
Go
at
ahead.
the
I'm sorry.
onset, I just think at the onset, it's going to be based off words first. And it might be some small hint of action, but it's just it's the feeling of somebody saying I love you first. And then as we progress into the relationship, we're looking for more of the action to justify the words. Because again, now even in relationships or even when I say relationships, I'm talking um physical relationships with a man and a woman, family relationships. We're so quick to use the words I love you or love you, but we're not showing that action to one another. We're not supporting one another. We're not readily available for one another. And even
Mm.
if we're just family, we still have to be readily available and show action for each other and not just, express it with words. Like, yeah, I like hearing it, but like show me that you love me. Like let's do something together or, whatever. Whatever the case may be. We're just using the word I love you so freely without having the
And it
action
means
behind
nothing.
it.
And it doesn't even mean nothing to the person that's saying it. They just saying
Right.
it because
I'm
they
just
think that's
saying
what's
it.
expected.
Right,
Okay.
right.
So, all right. So we're gonna have to get to the outtakes because you know, it is what it is. It's that time, people. So Robin, you want to add something to your
No, I just finished. I don't have nothing else to say.
Listen,
well.
yeah. I'm just gonna say that I think according to your level of maturity or your personality, you will hold you will hold hope till the dying day that this person said, and you want them to keep their promise. But there's some of us, so I guess it depends on the person. that look for the action to back up the words. That would be me. So if you say something, I'm looking forward for you to do that. So I think both as correct at the same time. I'm falling in love with the person's words, but I need the action, you know? And if the action doesn't follow up the words, then you're betraying or lying to yourself. And at the same time, I'm lying to me because I'm just believing now we're both fools in this relationship. So that's my take. Is like, I think it depends on the personality, you know. And I know you just want just action. Don't talk to me, just do it.
Well, my outtake on the whole situation, I action. I mean, you can say everything that a person wants to hear, and people tend to fall in love with those words, and they will make that as keeping hope alive, that you are going to eventually do the right thing, or that they're going to eventually do the right thing. But at some point, we have to realize that they are not capable of being the person that we want them to be. They are not capable of giving the love that we need, or capable of doing any other thing that they have promised. So at some point, we have to choose us
Call
and
it.
say, this is not for me, and
Call it.
call it. Exactly,
Right.
like you said, Rob. I mean, Bridget. So that's my outtake for this evening. Always choose you. If it doesn't feel good, be outie. Because God has something better for you. That's all I can say.
That's right.
And so with that, thank you for joining us for another episode of Life Lessons Unfiltered, and we will catch you next time. Peace.
Later.
Bye, y'all.